What's up, YouTube? It's me, Casey, and I'm back with another video. And in this video, I'm here to talk about digital media for games as a whole. Now, the main thing that I want to talk about is PlayStation Now. What PlayStation Now essentially is basically a Blockbuster in the palm of your hands. And what PlayStation has done, or Sony has done, is that they have a wide variety of PlayStation titles, at least 144 to start off with, to kick off the beta that just launched on July the 31st. And they have a slew of different games that you can try out. From the older consoles, right now they have a lot of different titles from the PlayStation 3. And I think they are supposed to have PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 and also PlayStation 4. Now, the rental duration that you have, they have certain deals. And these are for rental durations. Whereas you can rent these games for a limited time only, but you have to pay a certain amount in order to own these titles. For 4 hours, you have to pay $5. For 7 days, you have to pay $7. For 30 days, you have to pay $15. And for 90 days, you have to pay $30. Now, the pros of this is that you will be able to try out games that you've never tried out before. And if you're like wishy-washy on it, you're like, I don't know if I like it that much. I mean, it is what it is. You only paid about like $7 for what, 7 days? And last time I checked, at Hollywood Video or Blockbuster, when they used to exist, when you rented out a game or, a movie, it would be about $7 or $10 or something, depending on how new it was. You tried it out for a couple of days, and then you gave it back. Okay, you only had to spend a couple of bucks. So I can see the appeal of the PlayStation Now. I can see the appeal of that. My problem is that these companies nowadays is starting to get up to the point where as they are just starting to just push away backwards compatibility. I don't understand this. We've started to see this wither away, starting with the PlayStation 3. When you had the PlayStation 3 model, you had the PlayStation 3 big fat model, you could play PlayStation 2 games. They come out with the PlayStation 3 Slim, and it loses its backwards compatibility. The reason why people probably weren't complaining, or I wasn't complaining for that matter, was that you were able to download the PlayStation 2 titles on the PlayStation Network. So there were a lot of games that you could download digitally, and all you had to do was pay for them. And once you paid for them, you owned them. They were yours. The Wii U doesn't suffer from these problems because you can play tons and tons and tons of Wii games by inserting the disc. The only problem is that you're not able to play GameCube games. And they're still having their issue with transferring the Wii's virtual console shop over to the Wii U. By the time they finish transferring these 1 and 2 and 3 games over from the VC over to the eShop's Wii U's eShop, the console cycle is going to be over. And it's almost like, what was the point of even trying to take your time to transfer each game individually? Xbox has the same problem. Each generation, they pretty much lose their backwards compatibility. With the Xbox 360, it was limited to certain games that you could play backwards compatible, but there were a couple of games that you could download the full version of once you went on Xbox Live, but there was only a couple of games. For the Xbox One, you can't even play Xbox 360 games. And I don't understand why they don't open up a store whereas you can play all of these games. And that is the problem what I have with PlayStation Now and all of this digital media. As soon as we advance in technology, they forget about the past. They don't want to, drag it along. They expect you to keep buying the previous technology so they keep funneling money into them. Plus, on the other end, it's less work that they have to do. I don't understand why they couldn't just transfer the PlayStation 3 store over so that you could download games like Grand Theft Auto 5 without having to pay for the remastered version that's supposed to be coming out pretty soon. You could have paid for The Last of Us instead of paying for the remastered version pretty soon. That's coming out. I think that's already out. Yeah, it's already out. You could have paid for tons of games that they already have on the PlayStation 3's network. Heck, I can go home and download Mass Effect 3, which I already have. I can download the full game on there. I can download it onto my system. But with the PlayStation 4, for some reason, they're not carrying that stuff over. So that's the bone that I have to pick with PlayStation Now. Of course, it's nice that you have Blockbuster in the palm of your hands. But is this Sony's true answer to backwards compatibility? I mean, seriously. You have to kind of think about that. Are all the systems going to follow suit with Sony with this PlayStation Now thing? A lot of people are saying it's probably going to be dead in the water. The average consumer or the average person that's owning a Sony PlayStation, they're not even really thinking about this on a high scale. All they're thinking about is, I get to play my PlayStation 4 games. Oh, this is too much. 90 days? I have to pay $30 for that? That's way too much. This is going to go down. This is going to go down in flames. I'm looking at it from a perspective like, okay, when the PlayStation 5 comes out, you're just going to forget all the other stuff that was on your network already. When you have the full games, that you can actually download. It's on your server. Try to find some way to ship that crap over. I don't think these companies are taking enough time to move their stuff over. I know it's a lot of work. I mean, trust me. But the Wii U at least has the virtual console. They have a dual boot mode, whereas you have the Wii side of the Wii U and the Wii U side of the Wii U. It's a dual boot mode, whereas you can play your Wii games on the Wii side of the Wii U, and you can play your Wii U games on the Wii U side of the whole thing. The only problem is it's a hassle just switching between both, and I just don't understand why they taking so long to transfer the VC to the eShop. But the PlayStation Now thing is just kind of ridiculous. I just hope that this is not Sony's answer to backwards compatibility. That's the only bone that I have to pick with it. I think that PlayStation Now is a pretty decent idea. When you think about it, it's basically Blockbuster, at your doorstep, in the palm of your hands. You don't have to move anywhere. All you have to pay is for 7 days, you just download a game, try it out for $7. It's not a big deal. I don't see any worries with that. I just hope it's not Sony's answers to backwards compatibility. I just hope that all these companies will start trying to find ways to carry their servers over to the next platform when the Xbox 2 comes out, or the PlayStation 5 comes out, or the Wii U Part 2 comes out. That's all I have to say, people. Maybe I'm overthinking this. I don't think I am. Just go ahead and comment in below what you think about the whole matter of PlayStation Now and everything like that. With that said, I'm KC signing out, and I'll talk to you guys later.